व्रज जनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन भज जनरञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन
यमुनातीरवनचारी
यमुनातीरवनचारी
यमुनातीरवनचारी यमुनातीरवनचारी
यमुनातीरवनचारी
यमुनातीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन ब्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे राम हरे हरे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा रे जय जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे। जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम। जय वृंदावन धाम जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय वृंदावन धाम जय गिरि गोवर्धन। जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शना। जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय। जय गोपाल देवा जय गोपाल देवा गोपाल देवा जय गोपाल देवा। जय तुलसी महारानी जय बुंदे देवी जय तुलसी महारानी जय बुंदे देवी। जय षड्गो स्वामी जय गुरु परंपरा षड्गो स्वामी जय गुरु परंपरा। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव। जय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरण रविंद्र भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की नवदीप मायापुर धाम की ब्रजभूमि मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की अयोध्या धाम की पंढरपुर धाम की गुरुवार धाम की जय बोलो श्री श्री गंगामयी यमुनामयी की तुलसी महारानी की भक्ति देवी की जय संवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees हरे कृष्ण। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees हरे कृष्ण। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees हरे कृष्ण। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Hare Krishna everyone. It's my indeed good fortune and privilege to be here in this holy dham of Guruvayur at the lotus feet of Sri Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, Gopal Dev, Gaurnitai and all the assembled Vaishnavas. Indeed grateful to His Grace Hari Govind Prabhu for kindly offering me this seva for this morning to serve Srimad Bhagavatam to all of you, and I'll try my best to ensure that the verse that I'm going to discuss today is properly conveyed and in a true spirit of Srimad Bhagavatam, so that it's for my own internal upliftment of my consciousness in Bhakti. Hare Krishna. So this morning we are going to discuss on the 4th canto, 20th chapter, and the verse is number 30. 4, 20, 30. You all have the verses with you all? 4, 20, 30. Hmm. 4, 20, 30. The chapter is titled Lord Vishnu's Appearance in the Sacrificial Arena. So the verse I'll decide. मन्ये गिरं ते जगता विमोहिनीं वरं वृणीष्वेति भजन्तम् आतयत् वाचानुतन्या यदि ते जनोस्सिता कथं पुनः कर्म करोति मोहितः. मन्ये गिरं ते जगतां विमोहिनीं वरं वृणीष्वेति भजन्तम् आतयत् वाचानुतन्त्या यदि ते जनोषितः कथं पुनः कर्म करोति मोहितः. मन्ये गिरं ते जगतां विमोहिनीं वरं वृणीष्वेति भजन्तम् आतयत् वाचानुतन्त्या यदि ते जनोषितः कथं पुनः कर्म करोति मोहितः. मन्ये गिरं ते जगतां विमोहिनीं वरं वृणीष्वेति भजन्तम् आतयत् वाचानुतन्त्या यदि ते जनोस्थिता कथं पुनः कर्म करोति मोहितः. मन्ये गिरं ते जगतां विमोहिनीं वरं वृणीष्वेति भजन्तम् आतयत् वाचानुतन्त्या यदि ते जनोस्थिता katam punah karma karoti mohita. Word by word meaning. Manye, I consider. Giram, words. Te, your. Jagatam, to the material world. Vimohinim, bewildering. Varam, benediction. Vrinishva, just accept. Iti, in this way. Bhajantam, unto your devotee. Ataha, you spoke. Yat, because. Vacha, by the statements of the Vedas. No, certainly. Tantya, by the ropes. Yadi, if. Te, your. Janaha, the people in general. Asitaha, not bound. Katam, how. Punaha, again and again. Karma, fruitive activities. Karoti, perform. Mohitaha, being enamored. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace is A.C. Bhakti Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki translation. My dear Lord, what you have said to your unalloyed devotees is certainly very much bewildering. The allurements you offer in the Vedas are certainly not suitable for pure devotees. People in general, bound by the sweet words of Vedas, engage themselves again and again in the fruitive activities, enamored by the results of their action. Purport. Srila Narottam Das Thakur, no, I think I'll just say because it will be very long purport. Srila Narottam Das Thakur, a great Acharya of Gaudiya Sampradaya, has said that, is it audible? It's okay, no? Okay. Has said that the persons who are very much attached to the fruitive activities of Vedas, namely Karmakand and Jnanakand, are certainly doomed. In the Vedas, there are three categories of activities known as Karmakand, that is fruitive activities, Jnanakand, philosophical research, and Upasanakan, worship of different demigods for receiving material benefits. Those who are engaged in Karmakand and Jnanakand are doomed in the sense that everyone is doomed who is entrapped in this material body, whether it is a body of demigod, a king, or lower animal, or whatever. The sufferings of the threefold miseries of the material nature are the same for all. Cultivation of knowledge to understand one's spiritual position is also, to a certain extent, a waste of time. Because the living entity is an eternal part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, his immediate business is to engage himself in devotional service. Prithu Maharaj therefore says that the allurement of material benediction is another trap to entangle one in the material world. He therefore frankly tells the Lord that the Lord's offering of benedictions in the form of material facilities are certainly cause of bewilderment. A pure devotee is not at all interested in bhukti or mukti. The Lord sometimes offers benedictions to the neophyte devotees who have not yet understood the material facilities, who have not yet understood that the material facilities will not make them happy. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Lord therefore says that a sincere devotee who is not very intelligent may ask for some material benefit from the Lord. But the Lord, being omniscient, does not generally give material rewards, but on the contrary takes away whatever material benefit from the Lord, takes away whatever material facilities are being enjoyed by his devotees. In other words, whatever material facilities are being enjoyed by his devotees, so that ultimately the devotee is able to come and surrender unto him. In other words, the offering of benedictions in the form of material profit is never auspicious for the devotee. The statement of the Vedas, which offer elevation to the heavenly planets in exchange of great sacrifices, are simply bewildering. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita 2.42, the Lord says, Yam imam pushpitam bacham pravadanti avipaschitaha. What does it mean? The Lord says the less intelligent class of men, that is avipaschitaha, attracted by the flowery language of the Vedas, engage in fruitive activities to become materially benefited. Thus they continue life after life in the bodily forms to search very, very hard. We are discussing on Canto 4, Chapter 20, which is Lord Vishnu appearance in the sacrificial arena of Prithu Maharaj. This is chapter 20 and the verse is verse number 30, 4, 20, 30. So this is a very, very useful verse for us as practicing devotees to really set our goals in the proper direction. At the end of the day, we are conditioned, that's why we are born in this material world, and we are always swayed between Maya's force and the Antaranga Shakti of the Lord. That is what Bhakti is attracting us to, Antaranga Shakti. So we have to be careful what we should be aiming at, because Maya Shakti is so strong that we will be drawn because we are so conditioned. And here, Prithu Maharaj being the very, very elevated soul, as a result, when Lord is tempting him with the various attractions that are available through the sacrificial, see basically Prithu Maharaj has performed sacrifices, okay, yagyas, and he is the emperor of the entire universe. And as a result, what his goal was basically to do the welfare of his citizens. And the welfare is primarily for their prosperity, and welfare is primarily for connecting them to Krishna. Because Prithu Maharaj himself is an elevated soul. So in the process, he has completed 99 yagyas. It's just one yagya short of Shatak, century. And who else can stop that yagya? Indra. Because Indra is, one person who cannot have a rival or competition. Because if you do 100, then you are almost competing with Indra, you are eligible for that position. So what he did as usual, he comes in some vesh, disguise like a sannyasi, and he takes away the horse so that the sacrifice cannot be completed. So this was the problem. And Prithu Maharaj was very, very upset with this, that I am doing yajna and at the end of the day I am not doing it for self, I am doing it for my own people, for their welfare, and how could Indra do this? And in that situation, the Lord appears, because the Lord knows the dilemma that Prithu Maharaj is going through. So the Lord appears, and what the Lord does, Lord also brings Indra along with him. Because here's an opportunity both ways. For Indra to ask for forgiveness, knowing what is the position of Prithu Maharaj, and for Prithu Maharaj to forgive him, knowing that he is an elevated person, and that is the job of an elevated person, to always forgive somebody who is making a mistake. That is lesson number 1 for us. Many times we come across situations in our life where, we feel offended. We say that devotees, we should not do Vaishnava Aparadha and all that, and at times it happens that we are offended. But as following the footsteps of Acharyas, we should ensure that, Trinadapi Sunichana, let anybody do anything to me, but I will not feel bad about them. I will not say anything bad about them. I will not offend them. I'll just pray for them in a well-wishing manner. So this is what Prithu Maharaj was trying in his earnest way. So the Lord made a nice plan, and he brought Indra also along with him. And basically here what we see is that sacrifices are done by 2 types of people. We saw how Yudhishthira Maharaj did, how Prithu Maharaj is doing. These are all the nature of pious souls, elevated souls. And there are sacrifices which are made with a subtle intention of getting some siddhi, some power. You can get siddhi also. So here Prithu Maharaj was basically not interested in any of those things. He was just interested in the welfare of the people. And as a result, we know that Prithu Maharaj is also Shakti Avesh Avatar. the Lord's, he's a potency of the Lord. Shakti Avish Avatara means for a particular role, they are completely empowered by the Lord himself. So here, the Prithu Maharaj has been empowered by Krishna to rule the planet properly. With full potency has been empowered. So it is said that when a king it's said that when a king does the yajna properly and through the yajna there is a lot of prosperity happening, the rains are coming, the grains are being produced, the surplus abundance of milk, brahmanas are taken good care. In general, everybody is happy, there's a good harmony. When that happens, that means the king is doing a good job. Now, when such a good things are happening, and like by a pious natured king, then it is said that in the next life, of the king, whatever he did in the previous life, 1/6 of the good deeds are transferred to the people, the citizens. So that is the benefit they get because of the king. And vice versa, the opposite of that. If the king is just interested in collecting taxes, like the present state heads, you can say, they collect taxes, but they don't provide the facilities for your benefit. See, it has to be, I collect taxes as a king, but I should give it back to you in the form of providing you proper facilities. So, if the king doesn't do that and is just interested in collecting the taxes, then all this purpose of yajna will backfire upon him. It will boomerang upon him. So, in the next life, he has to, he'll be having a sinful life. That's a sin. Because he has committed by taking taxes, but he is not providing them all the necessary facilities. So, Prithu Maharaj was not like that. He was a real Rajarishi. Rajarishi means saintly king. A saintly king means he is expert in his administrative duties also. He can take care of the brahmanas also very well. And he is also a good saint. Good saint meaning he is completely knowledgeable. He is like a sadhu. He just feels that by will of providence, I have been put on this particular seat. And as a custodian, my job is to take care of the welfare of the people. That is the mood. He never thinks that, now I am the proprietor and therefore I have the first right to enjoy. No. So he is basically what is called as following proper dharma. Many a times we get confused with this word dharma. What is the meaning of dharma? In broad sense, we say that following a religion is dharma. Following our constitutional duty is our dharma. But Krishna, when it is very nicely explained in Bhagavatam, because this is a question also asked by the sages at Naimisharanya, where they ask that what is the essence of all the scriptures which will give us complete satisfaction? The second question, out of 6 questions that the sages asked, Sutta Goswami, the second question was, what is the essence of all the scriptures? And by which we can be happy, because we have got so many scriptures, the Vedas, Puranas, Itihas and so many Aranas. So what is the essence of all that? So Sutta Goswami explains that time this verse. That verse is 1, 2, 6, very famous verse. Savai pumsa paro dharma yato bhakti adokshaje adhaituki apratihata Sayatma Suprasiddhati. So he says that the topmost dharma, paro dharma, is basically the worship of the lotus feet of the Lord, Adokshaje. Adokshaje means the Lord himself. And how you should do it, that also is defined. Ahituki apratiyata. These two conditions are with utmost importance. Ahituki means without any hetu, no condition. I cannot put a condition. It's not a transactional deal with the Lord. It has to be completely unconditional, ahituki. And apratihata, that is no motivation. It should be unmotivated, completely unmotivated. That means in that mood when we serve the Lord, at that time, that service, that is the real dharma. So therefore we understand that this dharma, that is broadly speaking, there are 2 types of dharma. Because we are in this material world, so we understand the 2 types of dharma. One is Naimitika dharma, other one is Jaiva dharma. Naimitika dharma is the dharma of the body. we understand that we have a body, we have to maintain this body, and because of the body, we enter into a relationship with another body, and because of that relationship, the family develops. Then there is reproduction. The family grows. So there is a duty there also. As a husband, I have a duty. As a wife, I have a duty. Then as a putra, I have a duty. As a father, I have a duty. These are all coming under Naimitika Dharma. But this Naimitika Dharma is all temporary. Because ultimately it's related to the body. Body today it is there, tomorrow it will perish. So what happens to Dharma? It's gone. So therefore, we have to clearly understand when we are doing this Dharma, that is not the whole and soul. Like some people, they do philanthropic activity. It is good, no doubt. We are helping another human being. But at the end of the day, all this Naimitika Dharma have got some motivation. This subtle motivation, it may not be apparent. Some have got the apparent motivation. I should have name, fame, because I am doing this kind of charity work. So I will be praised by people. I like praises. I like followers. I like so that is motivation. I do that for that purpose. Some could be subtle, like what parents do for children. It doesn't need motivation. There is some but at the end of the day, is something. When somebody praises the son or the daughter, then automatically it goes to the parent. That the parent has done a good upbringing. So then the parent feels, yes, I have done a good job. So there is again some motivation. There is no way that is in the Naimitika Dharma we can come out of this motivation. And sometimes it is conditional also. Even in some relationship, body relation, there is always a condition. I will give you some thing. What benefit you will give me? Everything is conditional, transactional. Whereas when we talk of Nitya Dharma, that is also called as Jaiva Dharma, it is the Dharma of the Atma. It is Dharma of the soul. And that Dharma is to understand its constitutional position. Jivera Swarupo hai Krishnera Nityadas. So in that condition, when the Lord is serving, when the Jiva is serving the Lord as Dasa Das Anudas, at that time he understands that I am only a small speck. I want to be a small speck as a dust of lotus feet of the Lord. Mame Amsha Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So I am basically a fragmented part. So therefore, when I understand that I am a fragmented part, immediately what is my duty? To connect to the whole. This finger cannot be independent of this hand. If I cut this finger, what is the value of the finger? 0. So that is exactly. So finger when it is attached to the hand has got a value. Otherwise there is no value. So our value will only be there when we are connected, when we re-establish our connection. We are already connected, but we have forgotten that connection. And Prithu Maharaj is above all this. Prithu Maharaj knows very well what is his connection with the Lord. So when the Lord is actually very happy with Prithu Maharaj because of his sacrifices and because the way he has done his handling of the people, prajas. So the Lord is very happy, and also the Lord feels that despite that this Indra has done this inexcusable act, he could have easily completed 100 yagyas. So still Prithu Maharaj is maintaining his composure. So it's very important to maintain the composure. So the devotee, a true devotee is always equipoised. So Prithu Maharaj felt it, but he was equipoised. And that's why when the Lord brought Indra, and Indra fell at the feet of Prithu Maharaj, immediately what Prithu Maharaj did? He embraced Indra. And he said, oh, you are loving servant of the Lord. Why should I have any envy against you? I do not have any envy. Don't worry. I'll stop at 99, no problem. You are the person. So he gave back this thing. So see how loving it is. This is the lesson I can learn from Prithu Maharaj. That means even if, because the Lord has come and Lord is seeing how I am dealing with the another person. Another person may be envious upon me, that's why he is told, no? Whereas if I feel that I should not be envious, I can excuse him, forgive and forget, move on. Because Lord is sitting here as Paramatma, he has seen everything, he knows what is the truth and what is false, so why worry? So Prithu Maharaj was in that position, and the Lord was very, very happy because he was following proper dharma. He did all the yajna not for his own personal benefit, he did for others, and his benefit was to give the people the benefit to connect to Krishna. Not, to put them in this chakra of Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhu. No. He didn't want them to, because he understood there is no purpose. So therefore, now when the Lord is coming to give him the benedictions, so this is a time when Lord wants to, a dear devotee, he wants to reward something. Lord says, you are so dear to me. In fact, after the yajna was over, Lord came, gave him the darshan. Lord was about to leave. It is said, expressed in this Bhagavatam, that the Lord was standing in such a way that his feet was above the ground. It was not touching the ground. That is the way they say that even demigods also don't touch, because this bhumi is full of fault. So a pure soul would normally he'll float actually. Sometimes we see in Govardhan Parikrama, pure sadhus, when they do parikrama, or even our Iskcon sannyasis, I have seen some of them, normal time they'll be walking slowly. But when it comes to Govardhan Parikrama, they'll be virtually like flying. How fast they do. I wonder how they do it, And sometimes we can see that they are hardly touching the feet. It is just, they are just, like floating. And within 3 hours they finish the Parikrama, Govardhan Parikrama, which is 21 kilometers. 22 kilometers. So this is actually the power they have possessed. So the Lord stood like that, and one hand was on Garuda. And he was about to leave. But somehow he got attracted to Prithu Maharaj. Because Prithu Maharaj, he was choked. When he was looking at the Lord, he didn't know what to ask. So therefore, it is said that when we pray to the Lord, we should never ask for any benefit. Don't ask for any material benefit. Don't even ask for spiritual benefit. Because even asking for spiritual benefit means you have got some motivation. So what the best way Prithu Maharaj did was, he said, oh Lord, you know everything. What is there for me to ask you? You give me the benediction which you feel is right for me. Isn't that so wonderful? So he was choked. And the Lord could understand, these words are not coming out, his ashru, completely tears are filling his cheeks. And he's just looking and admiring the Lord. I don't know what to ask now. So that is the mood of Prithu Maharaj. That is when you see the Lord, oh Lord, you decide what is. So the Lord was willing to give him all the benefits or the benefits available from Vedas. And Vedas gives a lot of benefits. And these benefits will enable a person to go up to heavenly planet also. But can he enter Goloka Vrindavan with the benefit of all the Vedic act? No, he cannot. He has to spend millions and billions of life. Even if he goes to Brahmaloka also, then after that, there also he will aspire. How I can transcend this material world. So Prabhupada says, our bhakti, devotional tree, it actually grows slowly from this planet. It grows, it penetrates, it breaks open the material universe, the outer shell of material universe, it just breaks open. It enters the spiritual arena, the Brahma Jyoti. It crosses that, enters the Vaikuntha Lok. It crosses that, goes to the topmost planet of Goloka. And there, this bhakti tree sees Lord Krishna and immediately bends at the lotus feet of the Lord. This is Prabhupada's statement. And then it says at the lotus feet, now I am at the lotus feet, oh Lord, please engage me the way you want me to engage. So Prithu Maharaj is in that mood now. And Krishna has understood that. And he says that, if at all you want to give me something, give me 1 million years. Because if you give me 1 million years, then I can hear your glories of the lotus feet, the nectar that is coming from your lotus feet, from so many pure devotees, from their mouth, and 1 million years also will not be enough for me. But these 2 years are just not enough. So you give me 1 million years, if at all you want to give me. Because these pure devotees are actually carrying the fragrance of the particle of dust from your lotus feet, which is like a saffron. See, the saffron kesar gives a good aroma, isn't it? So they say that he says that these pure devotees, when they describe your glories, they are giving me the aroma of kesar, saffron. And that I want as much as possible in so many years. These 2 years are not enough. So he recites this verse, which is a beautiful verse. This is actually, and the same thing is also said by Rupa Goswami. that even 100 millions of years and millions of tongues are not enough. What can I hear in this 2 tongues, 2 years and 1 tongue? Millions of years are not enough, 1 tongue is not enough. I want to hear more and more so that I can speak your glories with millions and millions of tongue. And the same thing Prahlad Maharaj also says. So all the pure devotees have one thing in common. They want to hear the glories of the Lord again and again. And they want to, it's like, they cannot stop it. It's not that I've heard once and then I stop. They have got, a surplus of time. They want to hear it 24/7. 24/7. So therefore, Prithu Maharaj is actually indirectly asking the Lord, you are giving me material benedictions from Vedas, and on the other hand, in Bhagavad Gita, you are saying, Machita Madgata Prana Bodhayantas Paramparam. So, Parasparam. So, when you are saying that you yourself, appreciate your pure devotees who are sitting in your heart, and you appreciate their discussions between them as Bodhas Parasparam, then what is that? Why are you not giving me this? Why are you giving me this? So that is bewildering him. This verse is all about bewilderment. Because he says, I am completely absorbed in your katha all the time. Tushyanti cha, ramanti cha. I am enjoying this. So give me something which can fulfill my appetite. It will not be fulfilled otherwise. So that is the mood, he says. So pure devotees cannot be diverted even for a second. It is not that we just speak Bhagavatam class here and we appreciate each other's efforts and then we go out and we do our normal activities. No. We are on the path. But at the level of pure devotion, they speak about this 24/7. So Prithu Maharaj is already at that stage, and therefore he says that, I want to basically have millions and millions of years. Can you give me that benedictions? Because when your pure devotees, Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani, Swanta Stena Gadabhrata, because these pure devotees, why do we go to Tirthastan? Holy, we go to basically purify ourselves by taking dip in the holy waters. But these pure devotees, they go and purify these waters, because once these pure waters are taken by the impure souls, sins committed, they go to take purified, then the holy waters are also praying, oh, I have become impure, who will purify me? We have taken the sins of all the impure souls, who will purify me? That time these pure devotees come there, and when they take a dip there, the holy Tirthasthana also gets Tirtha Kurvanti Tirthani. So when such people are there, because they carry Santastena Gadabhrata, they carry in their heart all the time. We are also carrying, but we are not seeing it, we are not realizing it. They actually, for everything, they are actually talking, conversing, they are seeing the Paramatma all the time. So therefore, we understand that Prithu Maharaj is in that platform, in that level. So therefore, he cannot accept. He is actually telling the Lord, come on, he gathered courage finally to tell, you are giving me this, all this, I don't want that. So the Lord understands. And then he completely awards him what he wants. So because at the end of the day, he is Shakti-Avesh avatar. So here we understand that, in fact, I remember this nice pastimes in Gaura Leela. And with that, I think we can, what's the time? We can conclude after that also. So there was one poor person by the name Kolavecha Sridhar. I think all of you know about this, but it's good time to remember his pastimes, because when I was reading this, I was remembering Kolavecha Sridhar. So Kolavecha Sridhar is actually one of the 12 Gopas in Vrajabhumi. When Krishna's Leela was there, one of the 12 prominent Gopas, I think his name at that time was Kusumvaha, something like that, Kusumaha. So he reincarnated as Kolavecha Sridhar. It was basically Sridhar, and Mahaprabhu named him as Kolavecha Sridhar. Kola means banana in Bengali, and Kola Becha means he is the one who is selling the banana or ingredients of banana or leaf cups made out of banana bark tree, from that we make leaf cups. So he was basically a vendor. How much can you make money in that? Nothing. So he was very poor. He used to wear always tattered clothes, and he was staying in a very small hut. That hut had holes on the roof, And also the water pot that he was drinking, that pot had it was broken in some part. So he will tilt it in such a way that the water will not spill out from the other side. He had no money to buy a new pot. So one day what happened was, when he was selling this on his thela, Prabhupada says thela, oh thela wala, like that. So suddenly Mahaprabhu appeared there, and Mahaprabhu said, "Oh Kalavacha Sridhar, what do you have for me?" So Mahaprabhu at that time was Nimai, very mischievous and always making fun and all that. So this Sridhara or Kolavicha, he said, "I have got this, whatever you want you can take." So Mahaprabhu will discuss, argue and negotiate and bargain with him for hours together, and he will not buy anything. If he says some rate, he will say, "No, I will pay you this rate." Then finally he will agree at this, "No, I will pay you something more." So like that he will really, irritate him like to such an extent that Kolavicha says, "Please go away, you don't buy anything from me, but get out of this place, don't go, don't buy anything." Then again, next day, same thing will continue. So finally, Kolavicha said, "What do you want? You look like a good Brahmana. What do you want? Why are you troubling me? Why are you harassing me so much?" So he says, "Nothing, I'm just, checking whether I can buy it. I'm just checking what they are selling." So he says, "Okay, you come home one day. Because he thought I'll patch up with him, and Kolavicha says, "You come home and I'll feed you some." After that he thought he will change. So he invited him home. At that time, Mahaprabhu came and he saw his condition. It was pathetic. Pathetic. Least to say, it was pathetic. Because he had virtually nothing. But he had a large heart. He had the heart of the devotee. Because whatever money he was making out of selling this, what he would make, out of that 50%, he was giving for the benefit of devotional service. He was transferring that. And whatever remaining he was keeping for self-sustenance. And Mahaprabhu saw that from the roof, water is dripping, and from the pot, if tilted this way, the water is going out from that side, his clothes are all torn. But still, Mahaprabhu made fun of him at that time, just to, irritate him more. Kolavicha, he said, "I think you are a very rich man, and this what you are showing me is your, artificial form. It's not your real form. And you are hiding your real form. You tell me what is your real form." So there is double meaning for that. Mahaprabhu is remembering his Krishna Leela, and he says that your real form is that. And in the normal sense, it means that you are teasing me. You saw my position, what it is, and still you are trying to make fun of me. So Kolavicha says, "No, what you see, I am that only, I am nothing. No, I think you are hiding some wealth somewhere, and this is just artificial to fool the world." Again, Kolavicha says, "There also irritated me, now coming home, and here also irritating me. What do you want, dear Brahmana?" Then finally, Mahaprabhu does not say anything, but he saw his mood, but he was very, very, very pleased. Very pleased. It actually once again rekindled because already Mahaprabhu was thinking of his Vrajalila pastimes, and looking at Kolavicha, it completely came fresh in his mind. That's why I was very, very pleased with him. And then soon after, when Mahaprakash Leela was going on in Shiva's Angan, the usual inner circle people were there. Nobody, outsiders were not allowed. Suddenly, Mahaprabhu saw that why nobody has invited Kolavicha Sridhar. Nobody knows Kolavicha Sridhar there. Mahaprabhu said, no, you please call Kolavicha Sridhar. He has to also come and participate. So people are looking at each other's face. Who is Kolavicha Sridhar now? So they go out, they're shouting, screaming. Then they come to know that there is one person who is a seller of this banana leaf cups. He is staying somewhere there. So they run and they say that Mahaprabhu has called you, please come. So Kolavicha Sridhar thought, oh, here also he is not leaving me. But he called him and he went. And there, as soon as he saw him, Mahaprabhu, after seeing him, went and sat in they had made a Vishnu altar. He went and sat there. Because now Mahaprabhu could not, it's a very close inner circle, no, he could not hide his original position. He went and sat on the Vishnu altar. And then the people in the inner circle, they could understand that he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they were showering praises in glories of the Lord. And Mahaprabhu saw in the corner of his eyes, Kolavicha Sridhar has come, and he gave him the Divya Darshan, Divya view.